Greetings everybody and welcome back to Rebuilding the Commonwealth with myself. Yes, it's been nine days, 10 days, I lose track. But yeah, as you can tell, my voice is back. It was oh god, it was put out of joint for the last week, but as some of you have seen from my poll I posted the other day, I'm now fighting fit. This would have put me out of action for a month had I not had that surgery, but luckily I have, so 7 days is all you miss, which is great. Thank you very much for anyone who voted in the poll, by the way. I see that Minecraft and The Sims has managed to top the board, followed by Dungeons and Dragons. So I will be doing a Sims 3 series. You have to bear with me because I've never done a Sims 3 series in my life, so it might look a bit cringe, just saying. Excuse me. So it'll be cringe until I find my feet anyway. But I've got most of the expansion packs apart from the crap ones, so I will be starting that up later. If you got suggestions for names of Sims for the neighbourhood, let me know and I'll put them in. But that's for another day. So yeah, make sure you like, comment and subscribe because I am back here with some lovely Rebuilding the Commonwealth for you here. We're back at Croup Manor. So yeah, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We've gathered quite a few additional subscribers in the last few weeks. I say it's every time that I stop uploading, you guys seem to subscribe more. It's really strange. I've never known to be able to build my channel from not uploading, but hey, that's a new one on me. Anyway, we are here to build, not to natter about subscribers. So, Croup Manor here has got some work to do. I've been kind of experimenting around a little bit. And off camera, I did save you guys the trouble of waiting to see me get some extra concrete. So I went and bought shipments of concrete from all of the major vendors in the Commonwealth, including here. So we have 1,200, which, admittedly, is not going to get us far, but it will last for now. But we are here to continue with the construction work, and I did have a really neat idea which I'm hoping to demonstrate to you today. So, tell me guys, how are you all doing? Have you had a good couple of weeks? Considering that half the world is probably on fire, your bills are through the roof if you've been watching anything to do with the news. My god, it's a strange world out there at the moment. So yeah, hopefully you guys are all doing okay, staying safe, staying away from the craziness that's going on. I really do hope you found some peace in all this crap. I have a feeling that's supposed to be, yeah, the first step is in line with that. So yeah, let me know guys, but I'm really hoping like one day I can play games for a living. That would be absolutely amazing, but that is yet to be seen, as it were. Okay, so this needs to be the Deco Lobby B in order to match up. So Deco Lobby B. I'm not too fussed about the discrepancy in the size of the walls here. That's not a problem. Now it's important I get this groundwork laid because I need to round off the side of the building here. I mean, I already know this isn't going to match up, but how badly it doesn't match up is what I'm considering here. So under Deco Lobbies here, what have we got here? This is Deco Main A, and this is the church stone. So Deco Main A. Well, I say church stone, it's pretty much the same thing, but now one subscriber was very nice to point out that I used corner columns here and not the full-sized ones. So we're going to correct that here and now. Just need to make sure it's lined up properly. That's fine. So this needs to now go. We need to put in the full size column. I know these won't snap because of the very way I put them in. They were never going to snap in the first place. So that was something I knew about before we got here. Also, someone in the last video did mention the audio was a bit low, and I agree. So hopefully this video will have remedied that. I've put the boost on my microphone up by 10 decibels. So the sound for my voice should be a lot louder. And the game sound has been turned down a couple of notches, so you should find the overall listening experience a fair bit better. Sorry if I also clear my throat a bit, like I'm still not completely over my previous ailment, but I'm almost there. Nothing that a good night's sleep couldn't resolve. Right, this is the tough bit. So I need to install the same pattern on this side. The problem is these snap to the middle of the points, so I'm going to have to manually wean them back like so. And that is positioned at the back of the step. So I need to make sure this is positioned at the back of the step. Now here's the thing. Because the building is on a diagonal angle, this does not match up in the slightest. But that shouldn't matter too much. I mean, if anything, we can just extend this balcony outwards and it will fit perfectly fine. Now, I do want to put this column in the same place as the other side, just for the pure fact of symmetry. It doesn't have to serve a purpose. I'm happy with it not serving a purpose, and just being there for decoration. That's fine. So, again, this one needs to come across. Like that. Then we have another one to put on the very end. Now these do shrink down to have just the very base of the column visible. Like so. That's fine. So those three are now at the correct height. Now, what did I use? So I just had the hotel interior piece to cover that, and then this is showing through, but that's something I can work with that. So what I'm going to do is put down the groundwork, and then I'm just going to work in the rest of it. So if I put in an archway here, and then put in a standard blue lobby wall. Okay, yeah, it's correct on the other side. That needs to edge forwards a tad, like so. And I used the plain back of the tiles for each of the side walls, which is fine. That's it. I mean, worst case scenario, I can just tile the outside. Just going to drag these down by just a little bit, just so it's tall enough to walk through, but not tall enough to get in the way. Excellent. Ooh, okay. Now this is essentially widening the house a little bit. I don't know why I call it a hotel. It's not a hotel. It is a full-size residence. Because part of me thinks I should create an exterior walkway here, but I think that would be a little bit too excessive. So, I mean, this has essentially established the level of space I have with this build. So let's use the hotel tiles. Yeah, these are the full-size dark tiles. Do we have half-size tiles for that at all? No, we only have interiors, and these are interiors. The reason they're that is because they're hollow on the bottom, which doesn't help. But we don't have halves, which makes the whole process a little bit more difficult, but not impossible. That's an interior tile. So let's put these two down. And now we pull them back manually. Yeah, like that. Then we have to 0.1 trick them, like so. Excellent. Now again, this looks a bit jank, but it's not going to when we finish. Now under Deco Kit Main A, yet again, we're going to kind of blend this in. Now considering this part stretches over it, let's move this column to be in parallel with that one. And let's put another one just behind it. And the reason I say just behind it is just to cover up that blue part behind this bit. The ceiling here, again, a bit jank, but what can you do? I really don't want to have to put down another floor piece out here. So can I get away with just moving this back? I mean, in theory, yes, because this archway, oops, can just budge across a few inches, a few feet even, and that would be fine. And this floor can move across. Yes, like this side will be a bit narrower, but I can just move this column aside to iron out those differences. I think that looks fine. I mean, that is a big archway anyway, so this column is a little bit more to the left. I don't think that causes much of a problem. And we can blend this outside here with a trim. So I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, I don't think I can get away with moving this any further, so this is going to have to stay where it is. That is as good as that can be for now. And again, I can live with that for the time being. Now, this floor here was the neoclassical commercial. So let me see if I can fit another one in here. I cannot, so I'm not going to be beaten by snapping this time. This is going to be a snapping, free moaning episode. And we're just going to fuck around with what we have by doing the 100-point trick. So if you guys are ever having trouble with snapping and it's not playing ball, just bring the unit up 100 units. Bring the piece you're trying to snap to up 100 units. Or if that doesn't work, take it up by like 300. So there's nothing it can possibly snap to. Attach it, and then just simply lower the 2 by 300, 400, however many you've collectively done it with. And that will ensure a perfect fit. So that is a trick I like to use when the system is failing me, which is quite often, admittedly. So we've got this entranceway here with, well, a door that goes through. I'm going to scrap this. Oh, these rocks here are hard baked. Ooh, didn't think about that. Okay, so let's put in the neoclassical flooring. That goes down a little bit more than I'd like. If I place down some... Whoa, that was unintended. Oops, I didn't change the step, that's why. So if I put down the steps like that... I mean, this is going to be quite a tight brush with the ceiling, I will admit. Oh, this curved edge may have to go. I'll be honest. Let's go have a quick look at that. Is it absolutely necessary to have a curved edge? I mean, no. I mean, if the hotel is going to be one hotel, the house is going to be one wider, then we don't need that, like, at all. So if I put one more, no, this is going to need more. I really shouldn't be going this far without putting down the foundations of the house, but here we are, as it were. Let's use this theme here. And I will fuck around with that a bit more in a while, but I'm going to lay out some more groundwork before we do that. There's a good reason I've done it, but I will sort out the rest of the building first. My main concern are all these stupid gaps, which are just going to make the place look really uneven. Oh yeah, don't mess with that. Not yet. Okay. So, commercial flooring. Do we have this black stone? Black stone. No, it's not under here. Is it under the residential? No, it's not. Where is that? Deco Lobby A, of course it is. I always forget about the deco kits, but they're here. God, the rich house must be dying to see. That's Deco Main A walls. Oh, it's Lobby A, of course it is. I'm looking in the wrong place. Perhaps if I use my brain for a short while. Okay. For now, I'm not too worried about what direction that the concrete is facing, but it would be good form just to get it correct the first time. I'm also conscious that a lot of this is going to overlap. Some of these like tiny bits I can cover up with furniture, and I'm not worried about them. However, there are a lot of places which are not. because this building is on a diagonal, I have kind of laid the issues of this building solely on my feet. I'm conscious of how close to the edge of the boundaries this part of the building is as well. So a lot of this flooring will probably be torn up and replaced with carpet, but this is a relatively placeholder material. Okay. Oh, I'm not going to like this. Oh, I'm really not going to like this. The thing is, I can literally see the discrepancy. Like where I'm pointing now, that is like straightforwards. If I build one more over, the outside wall is just not going to match. And of course, that is going to cause a big fucking issue for building the outside. But screw it. You know what? Let's do it. Oh, I can feel my anxieties rising already. Oh, shit. Honestly, guys, I have never built anything this complicated in my entire life, so you're going to have to forgive me. But it shows how my building skills are, well, they're improving. And you know what? Having this extra point at the end here to bring us up to the event boundary has actually given me the perfect place to put a stairwell. I had intended to use the really big spirally staircase that comes with the hotel kit, but there is no way I can put that in here without causing some serious issues with navigation and that. Not that I'm expecting this building to be good with navigation, I'll be honest with you. Okay. So we have halves, don't we? Yes, we do. Now I want to square up the building. So I need to carefully line this up so this is in line with this part. Not that, with that bit down there. Now this is going to be your building sea view. Okay. See, this is what I was afraid of. So yeah, lining this up is going to be the issue. I have a feeling Cruit Manor will be one of those instant crash zones if I ever fast travel here. I mean, it probably already is, but I get around that issue by not saving anywhere near Cruit Manor. I always save at the Lynn parking garage across the river, and then I walk back here, which causes the game to load it gently. Okay. That's fine. I can... Oh, damn. I can live with the overhang. The slight overhang. Now, I will have an issue down here with NPCs teleporting under the floor and causing issues. I'm also going to have issues with stabilizing this structure because it's absolutely fucking massive, to put it in the bluntest possible way. I mean, I could start removing some of this rock. What the hell is that? Oh, it's the remains of a shell. I don't even know why I jumped in the water for that, but hey. Oh my god. This is quite something. And hey guys, we're near our 100th episode anniversary. If you guys are ready for the world tour video, let me know. Put something in the comments. Tell me you're ready. Tell me you are ready. Because I certainly am. That's probably going to be a video that'll probably take me a week to put together because I'm going to edit it properly. I'm going to, do a proper job on it. Not that I don't do a proper job on my other videos, of course, but I'm going to do an even better job on that one. Okay, so now that we have some framework for the ground floor, let's put a layout through. So this is like your social balcony. This is where you come to stay away from the poor people over on that side. So let's put some windows in. Now I think the hotel ones are going to have the best windows for this. Now are these the correct height? Because I don't think they are. Okay, I think they're the correct height, but they snap to the wrong part of the floor, which is to be expected. These arguably aren't supposed to be in this pack, and I have put down a couple of half walls. So on all the times it doesn't snap, this is the time I actually agree with it and expect it. Okay, now I'm not expecting miracles by doing this. In fact, I'm expecting this to go completely tits up. Oh, this wall doesn't even fucking line up. I think it's too late to change it now, though. Yeah, that is way too late to change that now. That's better. Right, I'm going to remove this because I don't think it's the right piece for it. Now this doesn't quite line up with the end, so I'm gonna drag it along a few units. Wow, that was almost perfect, and almost perfect is as good as you're gonna get in this this series, given the scale of builds that I do. Any of these graphical bugs, I'm just gonna resolve as I go along. I've already resolved the majority of them, but there's probably a few that still linger here and there. So this will give you a nice ocean view. Directly under here is your access. I reckon this will be like your lounge, I think. This will be the lounge for your relaxing and all that. I think I've built these the wrong way round. I think the metal bit is supposed to be on the outside. That's fine. I'm happy to live with that. Not a problem at all. Okay. So I think this room here is now in a pretty duff space. So let's move this. So you're going to have a canteen and dining. I reckon it's best off divided across here and having maybe like quite a large space here. So let's go back to the deco kit and let's place another set of these in here. It's not going to be deco A, is it? Well, no, it's got to be. We've got the black stone walls, haven't we? Yeah, we got the black stone here, that's fine. Okay. Excellent, so doorways. Now, I reckon this is now good, but on the inside, like that. And we had this particular window. Okay. Now, a lot of this is probably going to be improvised. Ooh. That hasn't even snapped correctly. Yeah, this hasn't snapped correctly. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this without ruining the flow of the building. So, have we got half walls in this? Because I don't think we do. Have we got halves? No, we don't. Trims. Is there anything I can improvise with, is my question. But I honestly don't think there is. Okay, so the outside uses church stone. That is obvious. And that's also reflected on the inside. So if we go back to using church stone again... So I have no plan here. All of this is improvising. Okay, we've got half width. So if I put a half on each side, how well does it match up? Basically perfect on this side. But I think it's lining up with... I mean, it is lining up with the wrong piece, but it's actually lining up with the wrong piece in a way that I want it to line up. So that's fine. I mean, it's not perfect. But then again, when the fuck is it, right? Right, so this is our layout for down here. So if you're in the rich house here, I'm going to take this one out and I'm going to replace it with a deco wall. I'm going to put in this piece. Why? Because that is where our staircase is going to be. Let me put a light on here because it's probably getting quite dark. So deco kits. What kind of majestic ass staircase can we afford to put in here? The bit I'm scared about is if I put this in and it doesn't fucking line up. Because that is exactly the kind of thing that will happen to me. It will not line up properly. I mean, that does line up with this part of the building. The only issue I'm going to have is when we move on to the straight built part. I mean, building on an imperfect pattern like this is not a sin. But it does cause some serious fucking issues. God, I love this game. Right. Before I start messing around with an upper floor, I haven't even done anything with the ground floor yet, so let's sort that out. And we still have half an hour of a video to go before I have to even think about wrapping it up, so... Funnily enough, I thought it'd been nearly an hour. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, how does this look, is my question. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. Okay. I mean, you can tell there are some imperfections, so let's try and iron some of these out. Yeah, of course that's going to happen. I have a feeling these ones can't really be messed with very much. I mean, that is as good as hidden as it can possibly be. And yeah, they're further along the steps than I would like them to be. But that is an imperfection I can learn to live with. It's the tops that now look a bit better. And I think that looks a little bit better presented. Yes, it's not symmetrical. This entire fucking house is not symmetrical. Oh god, what am I gonna do? I'm setting myself up for disaster here. Part of me is thinking to myself, wow, you're onto a winner here. And the other half of my head is going, what the hell are you doing to this building? And I'm just hoping that it actually turns out the way I'm envisaging it, and not like what was that game that got slated for being completely incorrect? Pixelmon. Yeah, I think it was Pixelmon, where it was like promised to be incredible, and then it just turned out to be this slapdash piece of rubbish. And it made me laugh. It made me giggle. Okay, so let's stick this in here. Oh, how did I know it wouldn't match up exactly? I'm proper bastardizing this, I tell you. Okay, no, I was thinking of taking this bit out, but even if I did that, it's still going to have the same issue. And I want the rich house to have a bit of security, you know what I mean? It's got to have some full-scale walls. I'm just seeing how far I have to push it before it's actually on the platform properly. Like so. And now if I put this piece in, how does that look? I mean, it looks a bit bastardized. I mean, this whole thing looks bastardized, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I mean, I could probably cover that with like posters or like a propaganda or something like that, as though that's like your display wall. Sorry, this thing here is really starting to get on my wick, so I've got to correct it. There we go. Anything else? Yes, this piece here in the middle. So if I push that back... Excellent, that's that solved. Cool. So we've got that in place. Now, for anyone on this end of the building, they have this nice ocean-y view kind of window to look out. And to be fair, in the daytime, that'll give you a really nice view. The reason I have an underground passage beneath the rich house here is for a reason I only came up with an hour before I put the recording software on, so I have no idea if this is even going to work. But I thought, you know what, it's worth a try. It is worth a try. So let's just say I use one of these. There's going to be rocks underneath this, so it's not going to matter either way. Does that poke through the floor above? That is the first question. Yes, it does. By a fucking country mile. I might have to make my own doorway. Well, you know what? Don't even have one. Maybe it doesn't even need one. I can actually fashion my own. That'll be quite an interesting proposition. So you got that nice big fancy window. So was it under the lobby kits that I had these nice floors? No, it was the neoclassical, of course it was. So I want a wooden floor which is not too wooden, like it's been freshly constructed. I think G2M here has some excuse me, some good choices. So if I put these down, Now, here's the rationale. You see this little loading dock? Well, it's too low down. It's way too low down for the rich house to get their goods and get their extras. So why not have a way for boats to dock up here and offload their supplies much closer? You know? Do we have any normal stairs, or are all these all doubles? Shack stair railings. That's it. I want something like this. I mean, that's a bit narrower than I would like. Are you serious? That doesn't even line up properly? That's a really strange way of snapping, actually. I thought they would seamlessly snap together, but hey. I mean, this entire idea is completely up for debate. If I put this together and think it looks absolutely fugly, we just simply don't have to put it in. It's that simple. Okay, now, part of me wants this big-ass shelter-looking thing to go over it. Like so. But another part of me thinks that is a bit too obstructive. So let's put these railings on instead. Just the simple ones. Like that. And now we've got these shack bridges. Okay, so we're going to have to put these down ourselves. I mean, I want to put this one down, but it looks a bit too battered and too broken. Right, tell you what, let's put this in. How far is it until they're underwater? Not far, but that's okay. How far can I build this before it... Okay, so I can't build there. Okay, that is literally as far as it goes, right to this point here. This is the end of the line. Let me just go and sleep to the morning, because I'm not working that close to the water during night time, I swear to God. Plus, it'll reset all the villager positions. Oh, that's Blackjack Ludenfield. Hello there. The Quincy remnant, some of the pride of the Minutemen. This will also set up a save. Not that it will matter, because if I load it, I'll just crash. It's the way this whole thing works. Come on, 5 o'clock. Do I see 5 o'clock? Do I see 6 o'clock? This place is getting to be like the castle now. I mean, if I can build a settlement as big as the castle and not crash when I walk in, I can build this. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. The castle is absolutely enormous. I don't give a shit. I'm building you a luxury apartment block. Give me a fucking break. Sorry, just saying. Okay. Where were we? So, underneath here in the tunnel, you'll come through here, typically, and you'll come down to this jetty. So let's put in some shack supports. Don't know why I'm swimming to the surface. I can breathe underwater. It's fine. My wood supply is also running a bit low. Oh, hello. There's a boat under here. Didn't even notice that. Also, a few of my subscribers said that there should be some navy from the Minutemen. Well, you know, who knows? This place is as close to a naval settlement as I've built so far. But don't worry, I have heard you loud and clear. There will be a Minuteman navy. And hey, I can jump right up to it, which is good. Yeah, so anyone down here needs to be just a wee bit careful. Oh, that is the wrong type of bridge piece, that is. That's what I need. Excellent. Now, boats. I think you can get boats in this Far Harbour kit. I could be wrong, though. And there could be a fish farm, too. There is always that. Oh, that's a bridge. Boat bridge. For those of you asking, yes, I will be doing some Far Harbour. Don't you worry about that. Okay, under Hodgepodge, there are vehicles, and I'm pretty sure military? No, not military. Boxcars. Flatbeds? No, that is a flatbed truck. Also, believe me, I'm planning on using this. That is an artillery piece that goes on the back of a truck. And I have a very creative use for that. So stay tuned. That's all I'm saying, is fucking stay tuned. Okay, it's not under vehicles. I've seen these boats. I've seen boats before, and I just cannot remember for the life of me where to find them. No, it's not under that. No, 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 no. Vehicles, here we go. Barge? Is it going to be under barges? Shacks? It's a boat cabin. Train shack. Ooh. I've literally put boats down before. I know it's in this pack. I'll deal with that later. Okay. So we have the outline for the rich house. The issue I now have is that it is massively exposed because the cliff face does not account for it. So let's do a little bit of beautifying and get that bit right. Once we have the foundation, we're pretty much good to go. Now, do we have some shack supports anywhere? Just basic shack supports is all I'm looking for. What about scaffolding? Is there any scaffolding I can put in? Okay, there is scaffolding, but it doesn't snap to wooden pieces, which makes sense. Oh, it snaps to concrete, though. It just doesn't snap to the bottom of wood pieces. It snaps to the edge. That does kind of make sense, actually. Scaffolding stairs. These are all ramps and shit like that. I need to come up with a creative use for this scaffolding. I think there's a lot of untapped potential in that. What about G2M? Because that is where I found all that stuff initially. Have we got things like pillars? Just basic pillars. We do, but I don't really think they're going to cut it. And these bridge shack supports are very, very small in the grand scheme of things. I will put down these boats at some stage. Like, I will put a boat down when I find it. Okay. So, thus comes the difficult bit. So, under snappy builds, we got landscaping. And under landscaping... Okay, no. Forgive me, it's under homemaker. Forgive me, I have so many of these packs, it's hard to find. Now we have these boulders, we have rocks, we have cliffs. We have so many pieces which we can use to shape the underside of this. The question is, can we do it? Okay. Some of this is going to be just simple trial and error. These rocks are so large in some cases that they are almost impossible to work with if you don't know what you're doing. And even if you do know what you're doing, it's very hard to work it in. I'm conscious about filling the space underneath the house. Why? Because I don't want NPCs to teleport down here and get stuck. You know what, I'm just going to do this to check, see whether it's coming through. It is coming through, ever so slightly. So it needs to come down by a few extra units. I've already gotten used to that toggle free cam. Now you see, I've put this cliff in and it's basically solved nothing. Just trying to think how we should be doing this. Do we have any half walls under any of the deco kits or the church walls or anything like that? That is the first question I want to establish. You can really see I'm out of my element here. Like this is so not what I normally do. This is not my style. But if I don't branch out and do different styles, I'll never grow as a builder. So, ooh, we do actually have half walls. Okay, right. I'll tell you what. I've got a plan. Let's put these half walls in here. And we'll build that around the blueprint for the building. I see that is that's a rounded wall. And I do think we have that. Yeah, deco main A wall rounds. This is deco main A wall. And we should have a rounded one with no windows on it. I have seen you because I built with you. That's what I'm looking for. So we'll snap this onto the piece above. This water is not making things easier. Oh, please just get me out of this fucking water. There we go. Come on. Can you snap to it? Okay. It covers that too. So it should be like that. That's fine. Okay, this is a balcony, so I'm not too fussed about having a wall underneath this. That is deliberately supposed to be jutting out, so we'll skip over that. There should be one here. One here. There should be a full wall here. One here. Wall here. Wall here. Oh, that's weird. I think there's probably too many snapping points there. Yeah, it's not picking it up. No matter, there is a way around it. Half wall in there. Yes, it doesn't match very well. Not going to matter. Not going to matter in the slightest when I'm done here. That is me mashing my spacebar to try and jump. Just in case you're wondering. So this space up here is not tall enough to fit a settler. There's brambles. Don't need brambles. Okay. So this is the dilemma. I really don't want settlers to get stuck beneath the rich house or to teleport here and stuff like that. I'm aware that's sticking through. Not a problem with that. Let's continue with the walling off process and I'll deal with that in a sec. Right, if I build that in here, it's going to cause issues. If I just take it right to the edge, like that, then build it, it will not. You see, that concrete is not going to last me very long. It is not going to last me. That concrete is going to go so quick. Okay, yeah, that is all the right height, so that's fine. And the outside here will need a coating of the church stone. Now, because this is quote-unquote the underground passage, I'm not too worried about it looking amazing, but I can mess with that on the outside at a later stage. Let me just make sure this doesn't tuck through the floor again. So this is supposed to be an underground passage. There's supposed to be nothing interesting in it. This is just a goods passage. I'll leave that open for now because I will actually need to use it. And that's the end. This is where the balcony will be met. This will need patching up, which is fine. Now the rest here can be done by rocks and general terrain and decoration. So let's start doing that. These kind of rocks do match up. Now if I put one down, I can expand this by a great deal. And we can start to patch up this rock face. Like so. A bit like how we did the that face over the other side, the terrain tool. This is a similar style rock, so we'll use this. I'm aware that these boulders are hollow on the underneath because they're designed to be on the ground. But again, those issues can be quite easily messed with. I'm conscious that this is going to be a very concrete heavy, a very concrete intensive piece. I'm going to need something to stand on here to make this job bearable. So let me get something with a flat top. That'll do. Oh, that was not good. I shouldn't have done that. To quote the great Hagrid. I should not have said that. So I'm just conscious of filling this space in enough so that settlers cannot accidentally teleport beneath it. And I think the spaces under here are rough enough that they won't. So I'm happy with that. So let's expand the size of this so that it juts out. Expand the size of these boulders. I mean, I suppose this cliff has got some uses for climbing, but not many. So instead of using a large one, we can just use a small one, like we did at Jamaica Plain. We're going to need some naturally bigger rocks, like this one. Just to make this sort of general impassable terrain. So I mean, if you're climbing up here as a raider, yeah, if you climb high enough, if you're fit enough and strong enough, you might get up here. But we're probably going to have heard you in the process, and we're going to be ready to kill you when you do. Oh yes, that is going to need a big spot underneath that. Yeah, I'm rotating these so that it doesn't just look like an array of identical rocks cobbled together. And I think one more underneath here, rotated the other way, like so. One boulder in there just to smooth that out. Another boulder here. That water current is really going to get on my nerves. Okay, I was about to say, is that say 7 boulders left? Because I really need to watch my materials. There we go. So yeah, that cliff face has now been suitably built out. This will need some playing around. Yeah, I think this will need some extra ones just to smooth it out. I mean, to be honest, this cliff is probably a bit... The placement on this is still probably not amazing. I want to use it as a base, not as the entire thing. Yeah, so that will have receded a little bit. I will block up some more here. Yeah, so we're going to smooth this, rocky this out, as it were. I'm going to build these walls down to the ground. And then I'm just going to dot some rocks around them so that it looks like the rocks have been moved to then allow for some additional construction. I think that's the best way of blending it while making it look like a man-made structure. That is probably the best I can do with it. So let's go back to the deco kit and see what kind of blending that we can do. Deco, main A. Church stones. I mean, I appreciate this is going to look really samey on the outside, but I'm hoping I can break up the monotony of the structure. Oops. God, I'm burning through concrete here. Why? Oh, I was going to say, why is that not snapping to it? It's because I'm placing them in the wrong space. There is a half wall up there somewhere, isn't there? Yeah, there's a half wall in that middle spot. So that needs to be a half wall for that to match. Then a full wall. And then we put another layer of fulls underneath to complete the structure. That little gap is going to be filled up with rocks and concrete anyway, so I'm not worried about that. Okay, yeah, because these two bits are very slightly out of whack. That I'm happy with. Now, let's try and deal with the blending. Because, I mean, these cliffs are absolutely enormous, and they do have their place, I will admit. They do have a place. It's just not here. So yeah, we're going to have a small layer of rocks at the bottom here. Okay, I'm going to mess with the rotations. I'm going to mess with the orientation of them a fair bit, just to give it a blended look, and so that it doesn't look too samey all the way across. Some of these rocks will stretch up a little bit higher than the other ones. That's it. Not fussed about the slight change in colour. I mean, that could be for any reason. It is a wasteland after all. As long as we don't have like jet black rocks like this right next to brightly coloured rocks in, you know, a massive configuration, so that it's blatantly obvious that it's man-made. I want this to look as natural as possible. See, this morning I woke up and I thought, I haven't really got the motivation to do recording today. And then somehow over the course of the day I'm like, I am very motivated. I want to get this done, like, now. And now here I am. I'm recording you probably one of the most ambitious builds I've ever tried to do. If not the most. I thought the castle that I built originally was like, wow, this is peak Oliver performance here. Oh boy. If I knew I was going to be building this a couple of months later, I would have told you to go fuck yourself. But here I am. That's it. Make some particularly big ones here and there. I will work on this bit later. I just want to get the main part of this looking smoother. Now this rock face can be smoothed out with just a few kind of hidden under the terrain. Just so that it doesn't look like one sheer cliff face. So you want this stuff to look good, you're going to have to put in some time. Maybe that's what I've been doing wrong all these years. Oh, I'm stuck. There we go. So let's just put like a small line of rock jutting out from this cliff face. So I mean, if you really want to, you can get underneath this balcony. Really not sure what you're planning to do from here. I mean, this church stone is going to be reinforced with quite a lot of terrain concrete. So if you want to try and blow this place up, be sure to bring an actual nuclear warhead, because this place is reinforced. Oh, yeah, that was a bit big. Just a couple of those down. Some boulders to roughen up this terrain here. Oh, that bit there is imperfection. Luckily we can cover that with boulders. Right, so... Excellent. Now we're just going to roughen out this part of the terrain in front of the wall here. Oh, so it looks like it's been shifted and made to accommodate a structure, but it's not been, you know, it's not been completely bastardized in getting Croup Manor up and running. So I want some more of these type of boulders up here. There might be one particular boulder which juts upwards, up a little fair bit. Okay, now let's jump on here. See, that looks a lot more natural. Far more natural. And you know what? That wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Granted, there's still a fair bit more building to do under here, but for now, I'm quite content. I'm quite content that the foundation for the rich house is being laid. We're going to have some kind of boat here. I will find out what kit it's in, and I will put down a boat. So, you know, if you've got Spectacle Island out there, or you've got the Kingsport Lighthouse, or one of the further north settlements, and they're coming back with a division of Minutemen, or supplies, or whatever, well, boom, they've got this dock. They can stop the boat here. The merchants and the workers who serve the rich house can take the supplies from this dock. They can take it to the service passageway, and they can unload it either into the other little front store here, or they can take it up into the big house, and they can distribute it to the storerooms. They can distribute it to the shops. They can give it to the residents. So I think that'll make a great little addition once we've got that up and running. And I still need to do something about this massive void space underneath. Not worried about this. Settlers don't tend to spawn in the water, but my god, am I going to need to get some more concrete after this. I need to spend like a couple of hours just running between places and getting concrete. It's not going to be a fun part of the job, but it is a necessary evil that has to be done. So this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope you've enjoyed the first episode back after the last week. Now that I'm fighting fit, it's the quality you guys deserve that makes me sometimes not upload. If I don't think I can deliver the quality that you guys deserve, then I just simply won't deliver it, because I don't do things in half measures. Ask my partner. But yeah, if you've got ideas or any constructive feedback for this build, please let me know, because this is honestly the first time I've built anything this complicated in my entire fucking life. So if it comes back looking crap and terrible, I won't be surprised, because I've never built anything like this. So let me know if you've got ideas. I will definitely be implementing some if they come back and they can really help improve the quality of this place. Yeah, until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, peace out, and stay safe, everybody. Peace. Make sure you subscribe.